Hello and welcome back to another video of Brotato. Today we're continuing the Mastering Brotato Abyssal Terror series and we're playing the Chunky. You can see here we have a ton of max HP modification increases. We also get a bunch of damage percent for every 3 max HP we have, and plus 3 HP recovered from consumables. However, we have 2 stats which we basically can't use, lifesteal and speed, and we also can't really impact our dodge or HP regen. We are still going to go with the Ghost Scepter. It gives you dodge in the passive, which obviously is not great, and you lose armor because of it, but you get plus 1 max HP for every 20 kills, and this goes all the way down to 12 if you can upgrade them to tier 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the scepters to increase our damage percent by a lot, and we are just going to stack up a ton of attack speed plus range damage. It's pretty much all we need. We will want some armor eventually, and if we see some nice armor items, or if we get lucky with an armor upgrade, we can absolutely take that. But here, for example, all we want to do is get a Ghost Scepter and lock a Ghost Scepter, and then go ahead and do this, and that's it. Just one single Ghost Scepter, and then we just go around and we kill everything that we can. This is technically a little greedy, because we aren't going to be able to kill all the enemies with only one weapon, of course. But this is just kind of part of the strategy. These early materials are good and all, but they're not super necessary. As long as you get a second Ghost Scepter in your next roll, you'll be completely fine. Here, I would like attack speed or range damage. Perfect. And then, let's see. There you go. Ghost Scepter. And we can even lock a Fertilizer and then roll again. Okay, we didn't see a Ghost Scepter, so there's nothing to lock. But now we have 2 Ghost Scepters and they're both tier 2. So it's very easy for us to stack up. We just have to make sure we're constantly firing at something, because if we don't, we're going to miss out on a couple of kills, which is not the best. Killing trees is also worth a bit more than killing actual enemies, for the most part. You can see there are a lot of plankton here, so we're not really able to kill them all. Too many small enemies, and we don't have enough weapons yet. More range damage is okay, attack speed is even better. And there we go, another Ghost Scepter. And tier 2, there you go. 3 tier 2 Ghost Scepters by wave 5 is very, very normal, especially if you don't buy any items and you only focus on getting the scepters. And this is about as good of a start as we could ask for. This is pretty average. If you get a little unlucky, you might end up with only two tier 2 Ghost Scepters and 1 tier 1. But I think you should always find at least 5 tier 1s right in the shop, so you'll have 3 weapons at this point. Let's try and pick up more materials here, so we actually have things to spend in the shop. There we go. Picked up most of it. Damage percent for max HP is really bad. And there's the tier 2 armor. Like I said, we need armor. If we find a good armor upgrade, we're obviously going to take it. So we are taking this. Now we can finally buy that item. We could lock the mutation, but we really would just want to get... Oh, the sharp bullet. This is really good, because it pretty much just gives you 1 piercing, which obviously it only deals 30% damage if you take this. Right, you see minus 70% damage on the piercing, but it's still really good. And now we have 4 weapons. The other thing we could have got there was just a 4th Ghost Scepter. That would be the... That was what we were actually looking for, right? But picking up a Sharp Bullet early on is never bad. Sharp Bullet helps quite a bit, especially if you can get some pumpkins and buff up the piercing damage. 30% piercing damage is not really going to do anything, but but if we can upgrade it, it's going to do something. So it's just another option for scaling to help us in the late game. It's going to be especially helpful if we go against a horde. It will absolutely get us way more kills during that. Okay, and let's see, can we get more attack speed, please? Range damage. Okay, we'll take more range damage, it's fine. And I would like another scepter here. No scepter. That's pretty unfortunate. It's a little bit unlucky. We want to try and get 6 scepters as soon as possible and get them all to tier 2. And then we can start upgrading them to tier 3 slowly. But it's important that you actually have 6 weapons, because we already struggle enough with killing small enemies. So if you only have a few weapons and not actually all 6 slots filled with Ghost Scepter, then you're going to struggle quite a bit to kill everything. So that is a priority. If I see some items that I really feel like I need to take, I'll point them out. The sharp bullet was obviously one of them. But overall, there's not going to be that many things which I feel like are super necessary to take. There we go. Not bad. We don't need range. Speed we can't even take. 10 harvesting. Okay, there we go. I just want some higher tier upgrades. Tier 2 attack speed is great. And a gentle alien. We can lock that. And a scar. Okay, we're really struggling to actually find another Ghost Scepter. Wave 7, I think we rolled for 3 shops and we didn't find one. So we are getting a little bit unlucky. Most definitely. And these guys, the Viper Fish, right? These ones that get bigger and then speed up. You can try and kill them before they get big. But it's usually not necessary. This wave is not really difficult. I mean, the first 7 waves are not really difficult just in general, right? Obviously, we're not killing everything because we only have 4 weapons. If we had 2 more Ghost Scepters, this would be a breeze. I'd even say you could just have tier 1 Ghost Scepters and not necessarily upgrade them, just to make sure you actually kill everything. So if we do find another Scepter, we're probably not going to upgrade it. We're just going to keep it as a tier 1. Alien Eyes, very strong and good item for us. We can't use that. This does give damage percent, but we don't need that. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take some armor. Buy both of these and another Ghost Scepter, please. Thank you. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and keep it at this point because we still only have 5 weapons, so there's no point in combining. We lose out on a lot of kills if we combine too many of the weapons. You can see how much easier it got immediately after getting a 5th weapon. And then once we get the 6th one and we upgrade them all to tier 2, this will be super easy for us. Yeah, Chunky is one of the characters I believe is relatively easy, just because you have such incredible scaling, and you also have a mixture of defensive, offensive scaling, right? You take max HP and you get free damage percent. So, if you take max HP, you pretty much, or sorry, if you take Ghost Scepters, you get free damage percent and max HP just from killing enemies. Which means you don't even have to worry about picking up those stats. You can just get a bit of armor and you will be almost unkillable. Get some armor and then get a lot of attack speed and range damage and you're good to go. 3 more armor, of course, we're going to take that. Can we get some attack speed? There we go, attack speed, perfect. Coupon, Scepter, Fertilizer, and a Lost Duck for some luck. The community support is actually really good. Yes, we do lose armor, but since attack speed is the most important offensive stat for us, we absolutely want to take that. Let's also try to kill this guy before he spawns too many slasher eggs. He's cursed, so he has 150% bonus HP. Or actually, it's more than that, I believe. Yeah, it's more. It's 150% base, and then it has a multiplier on it as well, a scaling multiplier. Like, the more curse you have, the more max HP the enemies get. There is a limit, but we're not really going to reach that ever in a 20 wave run. It's not really possible. Look how well this run is going now. Now that we have 6 weapons, it's a lot easier, right? We're actually killing almost all of the small enemies. We don't have to worry about the slasher eggs anymore because the wave will be over in a moment, so there's no point. And that was a very nice wave, almost 500 materials. 15 luck is pretty good, 3 more armor is great. Community support for attack speed, luck, and let's see, HP regen minus, and we get luck though, very nice. Crit chance and another scepter. Let's go ahead and pick that up. And we can also get some crit chance. I didn't really mention crit chance, but it is a very good stat as well. Okay, that was a nice test of our damage. If we can kill this wave easily, then we are completely on pace. And yeah, hopefully you're not struggling in your own run. I did actually take a lot of armor so far, but if you picked up a lot more attack speed than me, then you should be doing better than me regardless. That's my hope. Ooh, I just saw a crit for 66. Very nice. Okay, we're definitely not killing everything here. You can see there's a bit too many tanky enemies for us. Yeah, a few too many. But as long as we get most of the wave, I'd say we're in a good spot still. Okay, 470 materials, not bad. Recycle that. We'll take some more luck, it's not too bad. Tentacle, fish hook for more cursing. You should pretty much always pick up the fish hook in, I'd say, like, almost all your runs. I can't think of a situation where you wouldn't want a fish hook. Okay, this is pretty expensive, but it does give us even more armor. So it's not necessarily just a massive waste just for the material attracting. Attracting materials is not really important. It's kind of like satisfying, obviously. At least I think it's satisfying to attract materials. That's why I like the baby gecko so much. But the important thing is that it does give 3 armor still, so it's a pretty good thing to pick up. I don't think it's just a waste of materials. I am going to go ahead and pick it up. And then of course XP gain is always good. XP gain makes it easier for us to level up, which means we can get more attack speed. It's a lot easier to level up and just reroll for attack speed or range damage than it is to find it in the shop. I would say to be careful for certain enemies, but when you're playing chunky, you don't really have to be very careful overall, just because you're way too tanky. The only issue is you obviously can't kill everything early on. Okay, range damage and attack speed, perfect. We actually immediately... I forgot we got the curse, so we immediately cursed it. So now we have 6 armor instead. It's still obviously, no matter what, we were going to take it, but very, very nice. And let's see, Poisonous Tonic is also very good. We don't care about HP regen. We can even keep the piggy bank. So we're in a pretty good spot. Oh, we're against the giant. Okay. So this guy, all you have to do in phase 1 is this. Exactly what I'm doing. Just run him up against the wall and stay in range of him. So you make sure you don't get hit by the sort of aura that he's shoots out. Phase 2 is going to start charging, so you have to be very ready. Watch this, he's going to start charging in a moment. Any second now. Okay, we have too many enemies. Okay, there you go, he's in charge mode. So just start running away from him. You obviously want to try and dodge, but in this case it's a little difficult. Because there's so many enemies, right? Messing around, going everywhere. Okay, can we actually kill him? Let's see. It's a bit too difficult, I think. Way too many enemies here. So yeah, we're not going to be able to kill the first elite. That's pretty common, I'd say. I'm not really surprised. I tried to kill him so we could get the legendary tier 4 item, but it's a little too difficult for us right now. This is really worth it. Armor and dodge are amazing. More armor is okay. Okay, we didn't curse anything, but that wasn't really the goal. We just wanted to keep them in the shop to pick them up now. Oh, range damage +2. That's really nice. Just an additional range damage curse, basically. And then we can lock Alienize as well. And let's go. I'd say the second we have all tier 3 weapons, we're going to feel a lot better about our damage output. And this is absolutely more of a scaling build, because you can see we're obviously still not incredibly strong, but we've gotten to the point where we're not really at risk of dying at all. And that's kind of step 1. Step 2 is, once you're there, you start getting a lot more materials, especially when you have your tier 3 scepters. And then you can just spend all those materials to find more damage for yourself. I'm not really focusing down any specific enemies. I could try and hit this enemy that spawns eggs. It's not really necessary. As you can see, the round is almost over. So it's actually best to just try and kill as many enemies as possible and hit all the small ones. More attack speed we will take at this point. More attack speed, range damage, ethereal, curse. The ugly tooth is very nice. A cursed alien eyes, I just noticed that. Another scepter, free reroll. And one more. Okay, let's go and unlock that. And the gentle alien. Let's go. So now I'm gonna feel like, I think I'll feel pretty strong at this point. I have a pretty nice amount of, or I have a nice amount of attack speed, and I also have 5 tier 3 weapons, and I'm about to get a tier 4 scepter, our first tier 4. Getting it on wave 14 is not necessarily too slow, because this is definitely a weaker build in the early game, so you're not going to have a ton of materials to keep buying and upgrading things. And just like, you know, reroll a ton of times in the shop to find more scepters. It's not really going to happen realistically. So getting it by wave 15, I'd say, is pretty good. Just having a fourth or one tier 4 scepter is average there. We have some enraged enemies here. The red ones are enraged and the purple ones are cursed. And yeah, we're actually handling them very well, right? You can see we're killing most of the enemies. And that's all we really care about. Can we kill everything? Yes. Okay, great. Perfect. More attack speed I will take. We actually managed to get a cursed ghost scepter. So this damage percent scaling is kind of crazy. You can compare them here. Look, 100% on this one versus this one, 195%. This one has 2.4 times critical damage and also has 1 max HP for every 7 kills. So nearly double the damage and double the stacks almost. So absolutely insane. Obviously we're going to buy it. We can't afford it quite yet, but we will buy it soon. We're just going to use some free rerolls and stuff and lock a snail, why not? We can even lock a weird food. We don't really need it. And even though we do have 50% dodge reduction, or like dodge modifier reduction, we still have 24% dodge, which is mostly due to our weapons, giving us 15% for free. And then the rest came just from some random items which gave a little bit of dodge. It's not really necessary, it's just something to remember or kind of notice. You do actually have a lot of dodge, and you see we're close to 200 max HP. I think I said, did I say by the time we get to wave 20 we'll probably have 200? Well, yeah, we're at wave 15 and we have 200, or we're going to have 200 in a moment. And of course we are struggling here because this is a horde. Hordes are just really difficult for us. We're not at risk of dying. I mean, we're at 70% health. Anyways, so yeah, 0 risk of dying here. And we actually managed to make 600 materials. Very nice. We can recycle that. We can't take speed, it doesn't do anything. Dodge isn't really good. More attack speed is good. We can take this cursed weapon now. And the snail, I kind of want to lock it. Damage percent and lifesteal. We don't need that. Another scepter. Oh, the knot. It's almost good, but not quite, because we're not close enough to... If we had 5 tier 4 scepters, I might be willing to take it. But yeah, just look at our damage now. The second we get into these later waves, we are incredibly strong. We have 216 max health, and we have a bunch of armor, a bunch of attack speed, right? That's our main stat, like I've been saying. And also, I didn't mention this, but the Alien Eyes item is definitely very, very strong. Like, incredibly strong. Obviously, because it scales off max HP and damage percent, and we have a lot of those stats. But if it gets kills, it actually doesn't give the stack to your weapon. So you will lose out on stacking max HP if you take items which can kill enemies. That's not something you necessarily need to worry about. I wouldn't say to skip the Alien Eyes because of that. I still think you should take it. But you can think about that if you like. Personally, I think it's way too greedy to skip items that are really good for you, just because you want to get a little bit more max HP. I don't think it's worth it. We could take crit chance at this point. Crit chance is not bad. Okay, we did curse the coupon, amazing. And the snail. We could even leave the scepter and try to curse it as well. Just for fun. Ooh, we could curse the wisdom. I've never had to curse wisdom. And curse this. Alright, let's go. Let's see if we can curse anything here. We have a pretty decent curse chance. We have 38 curse currently, and we also have the fishhook to help us. If we didn't have the fishhook, I wouldn't be trying to intentionally curse anything, because 20-something% is not that good. You'd rather just, you know, actually go through your shops normally. Also, I never found a pumpkin. Pumpkins can help a lot too, just because they give you more piercing damage, which means our piercing would be doing, well, way more damage. It's currently only dealing 30% of the original. So if we hit for 200, then the pierce only hits for 60, which is still a lot, of course, but pumpkin would make it closer to the original by giving it, because each pumpkin is 15% more piercing damage. Okay. We're kind of overkilling enemies at this point, so we still just want more attack speed. This also gives damage percent. Sure, I'll take it. And we lose range for this. No, I'd rather just have the materials. Attack speed again. We didn't curse anything. Oh yes, we did. Look, we cursed the Alien Eyes. 72% HP scaling, and it also scales with damage percent. That's why it's 410. Very nice. We're just going to go ahead and buy all of these, and then re-roll a bit. I will leave Wisdom in the shop for now. It's a bit of a waste because it's kind of taking up a slot. We don't want that, or we don't care about it. Another fish hook, wow, okay. And then one scepter, luck, but minus range damage. Sure. Okay, let's go. Oh, we are against the bat. This is one of the easier elites, in my opinion. If you, I hope you don't struggle with him. Phase 1, you can see you pretty much just stand still and then move a tiny bit. And in Phase 2, he normally misses a lot of his projectiles. So you can just kind of move out of the way in time. If you stay a little bit of a distance away from him, it's no problem. And I mean, if you're playing this build that we're doing currently, none of these elites at this point in the game should be any problem. You can tank probably at least a few dozen hits from the elite. And that doesn't mean don't dodge. That means if you're dodging, even if you get hit accidentally 20 times, you're probably still completely fine. So that is the strength of the build, right? Yeah, we don't have to worry about dying at any point. All we have to worry about is dodging. Just dodge as much as you can. If you get hit, it's a very forgiving character. It doesn't really matter. Recycle, recycle. Crit chance is amazing. We don't need more luck. Crit chance again. There we go. We cursed the lucky charm. Perfect. Plus 57 luck. Huge. Very, very nice upgrade. I'm going to skip the wisdom because we never cursed it. HP regen is great. Crit chance is great. Range damage is great. Crit chance. Alien eyes. Reroll. Reroll. We get another Ghost Scepter. One more reroll. And that is it. Okay, we have 306 max HP. Our scepters are hitting for about 100 to 600, I think. Or did I missee that? I think it's 100 to 400 currently. So yeah, I mean, we've gotten to the point where we have absolutely won the run. There's no chance of dying. I mean, there was no chance of dying when we had 200 max HP already. We were completely safe at that point too. But now there's definitely no chance of dying. And I will say the Alien Eyes, if you have it, it's best to stand near the center, because then you get the full value of it going outwards, because it goes in all directions, right? So if you stand in the center, you have more chances to hit enemies. Well, technically you want to be in the center of all the enemies, but in our case we could just stand in the center of the map and it doesn't really matter. We are full HP still. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, they're hitting me, but they're not really doing much. Okay, well, I stood still for the entire wave. Very cool. We're going to take the lemonade. Recycle. Recycle. Coupon is nice. Recycle. Oh, elemental damage, and we also get more crit chance. Great. A bunny? Sure. And more range damage is good. And we got a last final upgraded scepter. There you go. You can see the upgraded one. This one is much worse. 161% range damage scaling versus 195%. That doesn't mean we're not taking it though, of course. We want to kill these final bosses really quickly. Range damage and range. We definitely have a lot of attack speed. We could absolutely take this. I think it's worth it. And let's see, anything else we can get here? Range damage and engineering. Sure, let's just go ahead and take that. And yeah, that's the run, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is wave 20. Let's go. I'm trying to focus on the whale first. These bosses can be difficult if you're starting out. The best advice I can give you is stand far away so you have more room to dodge. I am focusing on the eel here. And that's the eel dead, and we're full HP, 352 health. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. I always read my comments, so I'll let you know, or I'll respond to you if you need anything. And yeah, maybe leave a like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. That is the run for now. You can see how many stats we gained here. These two had the most, 78, 73, 47, and so on. 356 max HP, very nice. Next time we will be playing the old, so I hope you guys come and watch that. But that's it for today, okay? Goodbye for now, bye bye.